Ladies and gentlemen, let's rock and roll. Let's have a little sniff. We had round 4 today, C9 versus Fnatic. The predictions are landing left and right as per usual. C9 versus Fnatic. They start off here. Fnatic have this issue, right? That they don't have good answers into, like, I don't understand. Here in their mind, right, they wanted to trade Zaya Orianna and pick Rakan, which is cool and all, but it is what it is. The issue here is that enemy has banned Poppy, and I think that Rumble is S tier. I think that Rumble is S tier. I think Rumble is something that is heavily underestimated, and here they take away Rakan, right? Because they're making a choice. I clicked something accidentally. I'll just press the X. Jav and Rumble into Orianna with no Poppy in the picture, I think is really, really insane. I think that the Sejuani ban is kind of whatever. It looks to me like Fnatic. Here it looks like Fnatic. They think, wow, C9, don't play Rumble. That's what they are thinking here. And they are thinking we're gonna deny like Sejuani Jax angles, and then that's it, you know? And obviously if they knew that C9 is gonna play Rumble, they should ban Rumble here on 3 and then play the game. It would have been better. But this is just ugly, right? I think out of draft, they are super far behind. They are sacking their whole draft for the sake of Orianna. They get the Jax here, and then I think in the 4-5, I think you just commit here and ban supports. I think it would have been better. Maybe in their mind, right, Rel or Nautilus is the same champ, so they're just gonna play it by ear like that, but yeah, that's fine, I guess. They pick Yon mid. I think that just the 1, 2, 3 is very difficult, and we don't like Ezreal too much. The Shy for sure didn't do anything special today, yeah. Like people have such a weak eye for the game that people can't see like how important it is to have like good conditions for key fights. And the Shy had good conditions for key fights all the way today, you know? And it's like people are judging a player based off of like his highlight reel, and people just don't have, you know, a good opinion on the game. I think whenever someone says like something like that Hiderino plays, his best play was chasing missing Q3. It's like saying, you know, let's say someone he was insanely good today, and I think that it's like when you have someone that is insanely consistent at a very high level within the game, there should be way more valued than some fucking highlight play, you know, in a lot of cases. It's like the Shy had a very good series today. The top cap was very known and clear. Nevertheless, C9 versus Fnatic, let's look at the first game. I was asleep during this. My phone fell to the floor, so I had no alarm. Shit happens. Still think blue side was very favored in the draft. I think a crucial moment in this game, I think that Razork wasted plenty of time into the top side. Oscarinin, of course, on Jax should be stronger early game, but then on the bounce should be weaker. We continue. Lee Sin clears his bot side camps and gets a very, very strong base here with the Iron Spike Whip. And Javan invested a lot of time to make sure that this, like here, right now in these conditions, top lane, jungle, really good. Like right now the conditions are fantastic. Lee Sin got away with farming a lot more, and Jax on the slow push out, I think was super, super good. I think that everything here is really, really solid for the top side of Fnatic. Like if this is your conclusion at minute 6, I think that you're very happy. He has refillable, Sheen, Longsword, like his base is powerful here. This is a very, very good situation. But Sven's roam timer here is insanely good. It's like Oscarini is looking. It's like, this is such a crucial moment because Oscarini is trading off of the fact that Lee Sin is in river. But Sven is here in the wave, and Fudge, of course, ult stat because he gets 6, and there's no spell here, no flash from Oscarinin. And this is so huge. This is such a game breaker. And I understand why Oscarini wants to jump here, because Razork is in river and he's level 5, you know, he's strong and he's coming. But this roam timer here from Sven really, really like makes this game insanely hard. In a different case, if they are aware of the Sven roam timer, it's like Rakan is coming, Lee Sin is coming. I understand why they want to play on this, but C9 actually find like a really crucial window here to play. Then of course Razork, you know, he continues and is fighting the Rumble. And then here, this is why you have to pick Rumble 1, 2, 3, right? This champion is not okay. look what Rumble does to this guy. He basically fucking one-shot the Lee, right? And then Trimby gets a kill, and off of that, Jax loses the whole wave in the turret, even if he TPs back. I think that this is rough. I think that something that C9 did good this entire tournament was that they really set up the top matchups that Fudge played for success. Like when Fudge was playing Jax and Fudge was playing against Jax, they were very good at finding like roam timers into top. We saw this against JC. We saw this in this series too. This was like a very crucial play. And now it's like, I said before that the situation topside is really good, but now it's disastrous. Jax is slow pushing out, Rumble's gonna come to catch. He has a monstrous base, sorcerer shoes, and Fudge here can just thin out the wave and you know, burn Oscarinin. You know, this is very hard. Look at that one trade. This is already done. Like, people were blaming Oscarinin for this game, but I like looking at these conditions already. This is like disastrous. Really disastrous. It's really like Oscarinin is just fucked. This is not like some kind of like you know, wow, top lane gap. This is just like Jax playing a bad matchup in the first place and then getting a really short end of that stick, you know? He blinded Jax. He didn't blind Jax. So let's stick with the facts, uncovering real, because you are uncovering false now. I think that he just got griefed. I think legit he got griefed, and he was told that the enemy team doesn't play Rumble. That's my guess. Fudge, this is the first game of Rumble he played at the tournament, and I think that the assessment was that they don't play. Cumulo did a good job of sticking in the game, but it's like even here, right? It's like he's going back to the wave, and his conditions are just fucked. It's like, well, what should he do in such a game? His team showed doing Drake, and he's just done. He's just done. The rest of the game is a slow bleed. Slow bleed. There was some fighting back from Fnatic. I think that C9, you know, this steal really slowed everything down for C9. They couldn't find the burst together with Xayah, you know, this is kind of weird to see. It's like, the fact that C9 don't manage to time the burst here with the Xayah on the smite. It's like Razork is timing better with his AD than Blabber is. Which of course is really troll. Really troll. But this game extended due to this Nash. It slowed down the game. Fnatic also secured some Drakes, and all of a sudden the game was looking very scary, because the items of Rihanna and Jax are beginning to amount. It's like these champions scale super hard, of course. We continue. Let's look at some of these crucial fights. I think a big issue is like Noah was definitely like a passenger here on the Ezreal. He went Frozen Heart 2. I think like buying Frozen Heart on 4 is at the point where everybody has LDR and lifesteal. It's like, it's not gonna save you from shit. You just have to buy more DPS and use ability haste as your defensive axis, right? We continue. Let's look at the last fight of the game. Here it's like, look, everyone's on 5 core, you know. It's like the fact that it managed to get to this point of the game, you know. It should have been a clean Nash, push everybody out, use that Nash to break some tier 2s and a tier 3, and they would have had a good time. They could have threatened dive, and additionally it's like Fnatic are the ones on soul point, you know. And the fact that Fnatic managed to secure these early Drakes was really crucial, especially because Not was investing time into killing Rumble, right? And that's how they got the first Drake, and it's like the dive on top as well was how they got the Drake, right? I do think Ravenous Hydra would have been better, or even Spirit of Sojourn. Spirit of Sojourn could have been interesting. I just to get the HP and the ability haste. I think that's the better way. And nevertheless, we continue. Here, that Rumble ult was pretty fat. Not sure where Trombono was going, but this was such an awkward position to be in. And Xayah with 5 items, which is basic attacks, and completed GG's. Okay, so we had a series. Now I was awake. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, Fnatic's gonna turn it around. Let's take a look at the draft. So Talia right now is 2-13 at this tournament. One of the wins is C9 playing K'Sante mid. I think K'Sante mid into Syndra is solid. You should have a strong early game. You should have a good time. Here Fnatic ban Maokai, Kalista, Rumble on blue. and then they follow up with Azir, Xayah, Orianna. So Syndra gets first picked. Into K'Sante, you're not going to have Prio. We saw the adaptation here. He went Sapphire Crystal. Sapphire Crystal Syndra with first strike. He just farmed for Lost Chapter and poking. I really like the build that Syndra did in this game. We call it the Nemesis build. K'Sante Talia goes locked in, so this is Talia jungle most likely, and K'Sante mid. Fine into Syndra, something that he also of course played. We saw the matchup against Mad that C9 played. Jackson Jarvan gets locked in. I think that Talia rocks are kind of fake. Mercs is enough for you to break through her rocks and engage. Really like the Jarvan lock in here. Really, really good. I was surprised here C9 they really didn't want to play Poppy. I can understand because they're worried about not having enough damage, but Poppy does look pretty juicy here if you look at the grand scheme of things. You could set Poppy jungle, Talia mid could be played, you know, something like this, you know. But nevertheless, Kai'Sa gets locked in on 3, Xayah, Kalista is out, it means that Kai'Sa is quite strong. I really like the Aphelios Sivir bans here. I think this was a very good targeting of who Noah is as a player. And I was very happy that Zeri got locked in here instead of Ezreal. So Alistar, Nautilus get banned as the supports, and you trade Rel and Rakan. Pretty cool, pretty simple. And then Renekton gets picked on 5. Renekton should be winning against Jax, but anything that swings in Jax's favor should be really, really good for him, of course. In this particular game, in terms of the gameplay, I'm trying to remind myself exactly of what happened. I was very, very hyped up and had really, really high adrenaline. I think we had MNS having a pretty decent game. Oh, this one was very nice. Blabber puts down his rocks very early, has no Q, and he misuses his W quite heavily. I feel like here C9's players, they are not aware, they're not looking at Jax at all here. How can Jax just walk up like that, you know? He gets the E and then the EQ off the E with the rocks weighted. It's really, really insane. And then Fnatic are off to a good start because Razork survives. Key thing here though, Humanoid burns Flash, everybody burns Flash, and Jax gets a kill and gets a TP back top, which of course is very hard for the Renekton. This is like such a swing thing. Jax getting a kill like that and improving his base from like with adding a longsword to that sheen is really big. I like that a lot, you know. It's very massive. This is something why a lot of K'Sante was played mid. It's just that if you ever get the Prio, because you can just queue the wave, to position yourself to push the enemy mid laner through a wall is very easy. Here Humanoid needs to run, but it feels really fucking bad to give up a cannon wave, full HP under the turret. Blabber was on mid wave. This is just from before Syndra lost XP, and MNS has ult, and Syndra also burned Flash. This is well played by MNS, and Humanoid could run away, but even if he runs away, you know, this is just horrible for him. Horrible. This is something that I think the best thing is for Fnatic is to be aware of it and just defend with Jarvan, and Syndra can get 6 and all is good. It's a pretty big swing. This is the Hextech Drake, and also it's just trying to spot and see what's up. They're looking to fight here, of course, because everybody's collapsing. But a good combo here from the Talia, next 1-for-1, and Alizan uses Flash. Here the main issue, right, is that I think that Razork was not awake. Like I think that either you set up Rakan and Jarvan to defend this play. Like they sacked entire top, but Jarvan is also on Wolves. So I think here Fnatic is just asleep at the wheel, you know? They're just completely asleep at the wheel. I really don't like the fact that Jarvan is not either not pressuring dive on Berserker, he gets spotted, he gets on vision, and he's not even defending the dive. I don't like this at all. I don't like it. And now they're running into bot, and Humanoid needs to do the job of the jungler, which is something that has happened a lot at this tournament, if I'm not gonna lie. We continue. This is a massive swing too. Humanoid waiting with his flash. You know, a lot of players here, boosted players, right? They flash right away. Here he forces Sven to use his abilities to commit to burn his flash. A lot of players just flash right away without the enemy using anything, and of course this makes a difference. Here the fact that Razork managed to EQ out and finds the angle is super important. Trimby almost died to the turret, super dangerous. Really, really important timer here, because once again this is the Drake, and it also was a time where C9 looked, you know, prone to fight. Here, you know, I'm not sure. Trimby was posturing kind of weird, and then he got comboed and into stones, and then Trimby gets cancelled on the W2 and burns his flash. Very bad. Javan is on Wolves. All you need to do is play defensive and stay defensive. This, of course, converts into Noah also getting dove, but at least Syndra saves it with the TP. A lot of imprecisions. I think that's what's so scary about Fnatic. That's what's so scary about Fnatic is the fact that they rarely play games without mistakes. They play good, but they play a lot of games. Like all of their games have some kind of mistakes, and I think that's what makes them very unable to upset teams that are above them. Steph Curry Sim, he just mentioned that the Chemtech Soul spawn is definitely very good. Red side is going to have a harder time to snowball. This is huge, you know. Footgear is playing off of the fact that Blabber is coming, but he gets the kill. Here you can see a very crucial thing that Talia players, a lot of boasted Talia players don't do. It's like you put down your rocks. If the enemy is in your rocks, hold your W. Greetings, regards from Green Canary. Cool, you analyze Cena vs Fnatic. Oh, greetings back to you, Noelia. Humanoid is just trying to steal the wave and run, but he definitely overstayed his welcome. MLS played this good, and Humanoid dies. The key thing about Humanoid in terms of how he has maintained upkeep in this game is that he actually has so many splinters. So many splinters. He also, of course, has farmed gold because of first strike. Really important combo, of course, to interrupt Blabber, and Blabber flashed from before to kill their Jax. Very big shutdown here. I think at some point C9 were giving away way too much. It's like, I think here Blabber, if he preemptively ults, preemptively pieces out, like he should feel that he's doing a heist here, you know, he's definitely doing a heist. But Razork's EQ here is really insane, like really, really insane. That's a really, really good one. Really, really good one. He sees the wall animation and knows the timing of Talia coming out. This was very important. But the Talia conditions are very good, right? It's like you can't ask more from a Talia, but I think C9 at some point just start losing the mind altogether. Let's find that crucial moment in time that really makes C9 fall apart. I think here, definitely I think that Oscarini could play this better. If he just keeps bonking, like he's trying, yeah, I think that he was trying to predict Sven's abilities, but it just didn't work. I think if he just keeps basic attacking the MNS, maybe there's more to play, you know? On a map trade as well, this is super greedy from Footgear, you know? It's like they just did Drake and he's on Gromp. He knows that there should be full vision. It's like full map trade. Very, very bad mistake here from Fudge. Now, you know, you have a Renekton into Jax. It's like just looking at the raw conditions of the game, right? It's like you have a Renekton into Jax. Jax is super far ahead in the matchup. You have a Syndra that is fully fledged and almost on the execute range of R. She went Cosmic Drive, which I like a lot. And then Navori is going to be finished from Zeri. Already, I think blue side is looking very, very like keen to win this game. You know, I think they're looking very crispy. Ikasante pushed up bot all the way and they are threatening dive. Let's see how this plays out. You know, Fudge gets comboed into CC'd, which was huge. I think the key thing here is just how Blabber dies. Look how Humanoid darts around here. He darts around and he's shown on vision in this moment, and Blabber gets smacked on the head, you know. Humanoid gets him, and then the flash is too late from Blabber. He gets stunned, and then it's GG. I think this was a little bit too desperate in terms of how the tempo played out, because here I'm trying to understand why, because this is the last frame before the replay went. I'm trying to understand why is C9 so late on the top situation, and it seems just because Fudge died. It's like Fudge died, so they have such a big tempo swing into top, because otherwise Fudge could go into top, he could catch and he could be defended. But instead we have the situation where he's late into top, and also Kai'Sa Talia Rel is also late. It's so hard to judge because of the replay, but I feel like they should be into their top side because tempo-wise they didn't look that far ahead. No, Fnatic definitely has had a tough draw, yeah. They have had a very, very tough draw. And after this, I think the game is really, really hard for C9 to win. It's like they have the early game comp and they are outscaled, they are Drake's down. Look at the conditions of this Syndra. She's super, super far ahead. The first strike money is popping off. And she's ready to do damage to tanks. These are the builds I wanted to see more on Syndra. Like this is quality Syndra gameplay. But Syndra's one of those champs that you can easily solo lose games for you if you're a bad Syndra. I can assure you that. And now C9 do a G2 Nash. This is what we call a G2 Nash. I'm wearing the G2 jersey, so I know. They are starting the G2 Nash right now. The TP comes in, Syndra is TPing, everybody's on the spot. The E flag spots it, and the pink ward 2, and it's 6k, 5k, and they're already out of position. There's no turn to be had for C9. I don't know what they are thinking. This is very, very bad. I think that the fact that they didn't have a turn, no wall, nothing, it's like, what was the idea? Like, if I understand, it's a good play if they have some kind of execution in mind. You know, at least look to Talia wall, like at least look to turn, at least look to do something active because the enemy is TPing in, right? Because to all in this situation, I don't think it's completely crazy because they are really, really falling off and getting outscaled. But instead, they leash the Nash for Fnatic. Sven tries to find some fucking engage, but no one is in proximity, and then the Syndra stun murders everyone on the back end here. Really, really nice stun here from Humanoid. And that's game. That's game. Fnatic is on the board. They're doing a good time. Really, really good. Here, you could see the Poppy ban. The Poppy ban lines up for Jarvan, right? The Poppy ban really, really lines up for the Jarvan pick. And they are in the state of mind, I don't know, that like the enemy just played Jarvan. The enemy just played Jarvan and you keep banning Poppy. The Poppy does line up Jax, which is the go-to blind in a lot of cases for C9. But if you ban Poppy, you make Rumble Jarvan insanely OP. That's the key thing here. The Poppy ban doesn't do anything to set up Rumble. And also it opens up Jarvan, and Rumble Jarvan is just such a strong combo. So here, C9, they keep the Azir ban, Orianna ban, they just ban the mages and they're looking for first pick AD. Fnatic stick the Maokai ban, Kalista ban, and then they remove Rakan to remove value from Xayah, and they're looking to trade Rumble Jarvan for Xayah. And I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. I'm happy that they stuck to comfort. I think that the best memories of Noah we have is Aphelios. Why people picking Jax versus Rumble? The thing is, it's only Oscarinin and Fudge that have done it. That's the only players that we've seen done it, I believe. I don't remember anybody else doing it. I think otherwise we see like Kisanta. So Sejuani Jax gets picked, so this was like one of the angles, right, that we saw banned here. That was the idea here. They wanted to deny it. Like they wanted to deny Sejuani Jax here on 3-2 because they thought that the enemy doesn't play Rumble, right? So that's the idea. And you can see that idea playing out here for those asking. Isn't Jace good for Rumble? It's very hard to win top games as Rumble top. I can promise you. It's very hard. Okay, so Xayah, Rumble Jarvan gets locked in, Sejuani Jax, and then Aphelios on 3. Aphelios against Xayah, decent matchup, blah blah blah, comfort. Akali own. Why not just pick Warwick like LS says? Because then you have Warwick. It's like, for War, a lot of these champs that are winning lane, right, against Rumble, then they have such a absurd play pattern that it's unrealistic. It's very unrealistic for you to achieve that. You have base timers, you have jungle timers that you need to play around, right? It's the same like Tristana mid. Tristana mid needs to win matchups by Wing forward, but sometimes it's very unrealistic to achieve that. But Jax gets picked, Aphelios on 3, they ban AD like melee mids to not have synergy with Seju. Brom Renata Glass gets banned because they want to set up for or of course the Nautilus blind. Here Rel gets picked, and at the time I thought, wow, why are they picking Rel? I thought it's Troll, I thought they're gonna pick Nautilus, but I understand now why they pick Rel. Because they wanted to invite the Alistar to pick Sylas on 5. And boy did Humanoid have a banger of a game. They want to invite the Alistar counter into Rel to pick Sylas, and then Rumble Java and Aphelios. Really good, you know? Really nice. Here I think if C9 are Giga based, right? If they are picking Alistar, they needed to mask the Alistar by blind picking Sylas. Let's take a look at game 3.
Still gonna be banned, so that will leave.
Gonna close in on Humanoid, and he's just. Maybe we're doing spoilers by accident.
Like they were setting up their Nautilus blind, and they thought maybe LeBlanc is strong enough against Sylas that they won't pick Sylas. Maybe this was the angle, you know? It was a very, very smart Sylas look-in. I didn't think about it when I saw it live. Like here, the Humanoid saves his potion and biscuit and bases and TP's back with Sapphire Crystal and Doran's Ring. Perfectly simple, perfectly cold. Humanoid flashing the second part of W. Pretty cool. These are the C9 gank timers on top right. Like this is a very strange gank timer to have on top. Usually C9 on this swing, most teams would do Drake on this swing, right? Because keep in mind, LeBlanc has a better base on mid, she pushes mid, and Alistar, Seju have big prio here on the game. So they could definitely like rock and roll here, you know?
A lot of people up here. The equalizer comes down. Oscar I think knows that he's going to struggle in this one, decides to get as much damage onto Fudge as he can, and he's running back towards.
How is Trimby behind in XP after the Alistar roam though? Trimby is also here, he's looking to match, you know? It's like, I don't blame Oscarinin, he's just playing his lane matchup and he's not expecting this gank to happen. Because, keep in mind, it's like Blabber passed into bot and he did his 10th camp was Raptor and then he pivoted into top. It was a good play. I think that, as I mentioned before, C9 did a good job of like making Fudge win like matchups that he's weaker in and that he can snowball, you know? But nevertheless, Oscarin doesn't lose too much, you know? CS-wise, the wave was pushing into him and all is good, you know? Jax pushed in. Here I think just Fnatic bot lane, the fact that they are standing in the same frame so they can get comboed is pretty bad. It's pretty terrible. And then the 2v2 on top side as well, this 2v2 on top side is just very poorly played. I think the very severe misuse of abilities. Keep in mind here, Blabber has no flash. Blabber has no flash here and he just queued. I think that yeah, and then of course Oscarinin can't even posture his champ. Like they both played like here Oscarinin cannot trolls. He blew his load way too quick there for sure. But yeah, I still didn't understand how Sven died. Like how did Sven die? I don't understand how he died. I need. Is there a replay on this? Because they don't show. Like he just we see the little minimap. He hex flashes over the wall and then he goes. He hex flashes over the wall and then he ran away and then he got killed somehow. It looked like he hex flashed and then it looks like Noah flashed the combo and then he died or something like this. I think that's what happened. I really like Humanoid's pre-move here as they're taking control of the river, you know? He had one-way prior and went into bot side, I liked it a lot. Then Blabber Fave Flash. Eesh, it's ugly guys, it's very ugly. And the rest of this game is honestly just C9 giving away free bacon, free beef, all that good stuff.
Tries to get the word in the bush. Immediate Trimby already there. Hex flash is out. Razor now moving down to clear his spot camps. You've got the numbers advantage. M&S is still in the middle.
And this just got a little bit dicey there. And this is that thing where Trimby flipped him away from the 20 ult to steal that bot.
We continue.
Hovering here around that bot side.
Yeah, there is a glacial prison just gonna get
Humanoid missed his first strike money here. They could have gotten off of Sven.
one as well as equalizer. But they're offside.
Look at Rumble. Is Rumble balanced, by the way? Look at the Rumble damage. Oh, it's Rumble balanced. What planet is he balanced?
Just trying to get himself out of the way.
Champion's so OP, man.
Just a little bit.
Really important chunk here because it lines up for the Drake perfectly. So yeah, it's like Fudge got chunked. Also, they got chunked here, and then they engage on Blabber, who has no flash again. Really good collapse from Humanoid. And this is just the story of the game. Sven and Blabber just being completely out of position, not paying attention to where the conditions of Berserker are, and where LeBlanc is, you know. Here, I think that Fudge is way too scared, bro. Like, this is a Mercury Threads Jax. Like, I don't know how he can be even frightened by this. I thought this was pretty insane. Like, Alistar is in the river. It's like Humanoid is completely spitting on him.
Humanoid doesn't want it.
I know he has no Sunderer, but you know that he wins. He still wins here. Like Silas has Q max and first strike, and Jax has also, of course, Mercs. And it's like half of the budget and power of Jax's ultimate is the fact that he has, of course, the passive. If you ult with Silas, you don't get it.
Never mind, Pulverize is going to come through, and now Trimby is going to make his way up. There's the flash forward.
And then Humanoid makes this very close, right, because of the situation with
He does have his
because he rotates a second round of spells. Guys, you are all coping in chat. This is Fnatic just going way too far. It's like Rumble is on bot pushing. They're pushing top, they're pushing bot, they're pushing mid too. If they hover for him, it's like here, I think this is just really troll. You do get the 3-hit passive, right? You do, but not after you ult. If you ult, the passive goes away. Yeah, Fnatic wanted to end the game already here, and this is complete psychopath behavior. Like, everybody here is mental, you know? They could have pushed out top based on Silas, Jav and Rel hover onto mid, and they would have won the whole map. But it's not even Razor here getting a blackout, you know? It's like his EQ sucked ass, and Silas also went deep with him. This was just terrible. Good flash here from bot. Humanoid was so busy this game, bro. He was so busy. Humanoid really had a good time. Sven dying off the back end of that, and Javan defending mid. It's a good collapse. Let's forward to the next Drake fight. Here I got scared for C9, I mean for Fnatic, because you look at some of these item completions, you know, it's like this is a power dip where Zaya has Navori and Kraken. But once again, you know, the C9 players grant Fnatic a massive gift. So Rumble, TP's on the bot, and Jax is still pushing. I think Jax is a little bit greedy here. He could have been here a lot earlier, and they could have rocked and rolled, you know. Jax is still not TPing, so C9 can't get a lot of value, and then the TP is behind. I don't like this. It's like Humanoid gets to engage, and the fight starts before Jax is in position, and Jax is not even TP flanking, right? I think that's something that is quite bad. Humanoid masks the Drake, and really cool here from Fnatic is that they are holding a lot of their spells. Noah's holding ult, they're holding all ults, and they're inviting the enemy to go into this space here. Look at the fat damage you get from the ult, and then the Q flame. Noah, the fact that he didn't flash this was crazy dangerous. It's like Noah has a very beautiful outcome in the fight, but the fact that he like doesn't flash that is crazy. It is crazy. And then, you know, Berserker couldn't find the lethal and he gets kited there on the back end. Berserker tries to plant over to kill Noah. This is his last ditch attempt, but Noah has Q. And this game is in the dumpster. They get the third Drake. They even fight on bad items. And now they are purchasing and they are so fucking rich. So rich.
Fumble for Fnatic. They don't actually
Deal that there is going to be an
And I think this is it.
Yeah, I think Fnatic, if they took it a little bit easier, I think that it would have been enough. Like they're trying to kill Blabber here or fight Blabber, who is sitting in Aftershock and is quite tanky. I think Fnatic could have just ran and they could have saved so many Nashos.
don't actually
Berserker's not there.
one of the
for Fnatic. Yeah, the chain's going to miss. Noah is finally going to turn.
Key thing, right? People were mentioning that this Nashor didn't give them much, but don't underestimate how broken the experience is from Nash. Look at the XP levels, right? Trimby is 10, Humanoid is 14 to 13, Oscarine is 15 to 14. All of these things add up. I think Fnatic would lose if Noah died. Yeah.
Up as the long-range guns for this fight. Quite have to sever him, but he may not necessarily need it. That is a great time.
Humanoid with the Alistair ult is popping off in the back.
Sever him, but he may
Blabber tries to go for the steal, but good patience here from Fnatic. Noah has sums as well, and at this point, you know, they're kind of outscaled. Berserker tries to flash, tries to do his best, but Berserker had very little teammates in game 2 and 3.
Blabber's looking.
They do finally see him. It isn't too late. That's the question. They have to lock down Noah if they want to get anything done as much. Already down to 50%.
Huge rumble ult. They're getting roasted, and Fnatic makes it through.
That miracle play.
For me, the MVP today, Humanoid. I think that he was essential, man. Like even though he died to MNS, I think that he kept.
If you can't get to Noah and burst him down, it's just not going to happen for Cloud9.
He kept going, you know.
Way too strong at this point.
First game, Orianna was really solid. So people are clowning on Zen for this, but you guys realize how fucked this game is, right? This game is completely fucked. Sven is hoping that Fnatic is going to look to fight. It's like, this is perfectly fine. Like, they have no realistic way of fighting, guys. It's like, this is like probably one of the better plays of Sven. Legit. It's like his death in River, his death on bot, like his death in River again. Like all of these things are way worse. This is just. And it's like a Humanoid here is just trapping, finds a big poke. You know, this is how you want to play with 16 Silas, you know? You poke with the ultimates because the ult cooldown is so damn low. And the game is of course over. Big. Alright. From triumph to disappointment, Mad Lions versus Weibo Gaming. So, they banned Poppy, Maokai, Orianna, Jarvan, Zaya, Azir is out. So I was surprised that Mad Lions don't first pick Kalista here. I think this is first pick Kalista. How they pivoted in this game, I thought that was the move. Kazi Kalista is really big. So Vi gets first pick, the enemy gets Kalista Renata, Light is someone that plays Kalista. I was surprised that this happened. They had prepared the Ashe. That's perfectly fine. But Sylas blind, even though Sylas popped off in this game, I think that there was so many ways that Weibo could have fucked this champ up. Because picking Sylas into Kalista Renata only showing, I think, is psychopath behavior. You want to take Vi away from Weiwei? Nah, you don't. You really don't. I don't think it matters. It's like Weiwei is a great Vi, but it doesn't have that much impact. It's like, you don't go into a series and like, wow, let's pick Vi away from Weiwei. It's like, it's really not a thing. It's really not a thing. It's like Vi, he's not some Vi OTP, bro. He plays every fucking champ that is relevant. No, the logic was that they are willing to play Ashe into Kalista, but the thing is, for me, it's just the Sylas look in here. I think it's really troll. Sylas is just troll here, I think. Sylas got away with murder in this draft because Ari and Rel was the 3-4. And I think here, if Weibo Gaming decided to pick K'Sante here, if they had a good read on Mad and they picked K'Sante here, I think that it was done. it was really, really done. Varus, Heimerdinger, it's like Weibo is sitting there thinking that Healy's gonna play the Ashe. And that the Heimerdinger will be played. It's like that is craziness. K'Sante middle top, I think both. Just keep K'Sante flex here and then play the game, you know, by ear and pick jungle here on 4. And then they pick Ahri, which is already like a decent ult for Sylas, but they want to pick something that is mobile against Vi. I get that, but I think that that there's more to desire here. And the fact that Chasey gets K'Sante is troll. Thing is, people didn't like the Alistar to go with the Ashe, but Alistar is good into Kalista and Alistar is a scaling pick. Why do you ask me this, Hotel the Yeti way? Why do you ask me this? I said that Fnatic will beat C9 today, so. So Alistar gets locked in. It's a very tough matchup for Ashe and Alistar, but Alistar is a scaling pick. And then Aatrox gets locked in here. Aatrox is just durable. Durable AD damage. Cool, you know? I think that Weibo really griefed them here in the 3 and 4. I think that they could have gotten more value here to punish the Sylas. And it is what it is. Let's take a look at some of the gameplay. I think that a lot of the fighting around mid was really favored for Niski. So even if you look at the conditions of the lane right now, like Jahu's doing a fine job, you know, he already TP'd back, he bought refillable and Doran's item, already now it's like the game is looking very rough for Mad Lions if it wasn't for some of the fights around mid, you know. Yeah, Crisp could flash, but I could see the argument is like if I have flash and Hilly gets a kill, then that's okay. Ahri went CDR shoes. I would think that he would just go Lost Chapter here instead of CDR shoes, but CDR shoes is fine too because it's your first TP, so the cooldown goes down. Yeah, flash up. Here I think if Weiwei always matched this, I think that they would always lose here if Weiwei is still in this bush, so I think that Mad is playing a dangerous game here. Because they have no summoners on Alistar, I think that this would be like... I think this could have been really dangerous, but... Weibo decided to walk away because Sylas is hovering, but Sylas doesn't have condition to fight, so I think that Weibo could have done more here. Very bad, of course. It's like they're trying to push out a wave. I think 3v3 they just lose. I think just from the dive before, that's something that needs to be defended. Niski gapped Jahu pretty hard this game. No, I wouldn't say so, because it's like, keep in mind, it's like right now Jahu conditions, it's like he's 15 CS ahead right now. 15 CS ahead, he's done fine this game. Nothing so far points to Jahu getting gapped. It all comes and stems from all of the fighting that happens around mid that heavily favored Sylas in the outcome. The top gap sets them up for an easy Rift Herald. Mad Lions are stacking a wave on bot. They don't have TPs, they don't have nothing. They are looking to potentially dive with Elioya. I thought that here, blue side, after Rift Herald pops, I thought that they're going to just kill Kalista here and play for something, but they were too afraid, which makes sense too. The enemy is not too weak, but it just feels kind of bad if you have Vi, Ashe, Alistar, and you lost Herald, and you can't make any counterplay here with the information that you gain from it. So this is the start, right? He gets an arrow in the forehead, and shit happens, right? This is an arrow, this is the beginning of it all, an arrow in the head. And before this, Jawa has been playing the lane well, right? The conditions of Sylas are fair, Niski's playing well too, but this is an arrow into the head, right? Jahu is forced to ult out of nothing, and this is the beginning of it, right? Here Niski not cancelling the W with R is kind of bad. I think this got a lot more dangerous than it needed to be. The Q3 hits the diaper, and I think that Niski could have flashed a little bit better to pull Weiwei a little bit more with the Magnus Storm. And then the Q of course, Niski kills him over the side. So it's like, even though this Alistar has suffered in lane, and you know, the way Hilly died was quite tragic, they got dove, then they get help from jungle. Like Alistar, when he walks into mid, he has such a presence. Now Zhao has no flash, he has no ult, and Hilly says, yo, this guy is not allowed to live on my screen. And Niski just hard pushes, Kazi goes into the bottom side, and Zhao is looking to catch his wave, he doesn't want to let it go. He needs to run because this Alistar is not shown on any vision in bot side. And they find, of course, the kill here on Zhao, and all of a sudden, you know, it's like, can you blame Zhao over anything? Like, did Zhao get gapped individually? I would say no. This is just, yeah, he's greeting for this wave, he gets punished for it, and before he got arrowed in the forehead, you know. Why Kazi stays whole time in river? Because he cannot cross into bottom side. You know? And then of course here, Niski is now opening up on the map with a full Everfrost finished. After pushing this wave, he has now a full Everfrost. And I was like, what do you do on mid? He has boots from runes, and he has Everfrost, and it's like, it's just done, you know?
But still, it is that 20 CS lead.
Yeah, for sure. He should flash or ult something, you know, react to the arrow, you know? That's why, like, I am not so keen to say. It's like, it is what it is, you know? No, definitely, definitely Weibo, like Zhao has not had a good tournament, don't get me wrong. He has not had a good tournament. I'm not defending that. I just wanted to talk about, like, the mention of Niski hard gapping Zhao, you know? The TPO play here from and then the continuation, right? It's like, at this point, they have Everfrost, they have Wild. It's very hard to play the game. Here, just because they use... It's like Zhao, here, the mistake is that he should be in Fog. He for sure should be in Fog of War. He shouldn't be contesting anything because Herald is being put on bot. And if that's the case, it means also that Zhao can then TP in case there's a fight, if the Sylas commits. Here he dies, and he shouldn't get killed here because his bot is forcing on bot, you know? Spears for days. Call me Britney Spears. And there's the Rend. This is pretty neat, right? TP from behind. This is really good shit, you know? Zhao, for plating, pays the price of blood and stone. And gets a solo bolo. He didn't have ult on. It's a good TP. And GG. Like, Niski had a good game, don't get me wrong, but I think that it came off of the back of a lot of things. I think Hilly was crucial, the arrow was crucial, and I think that definitely, like, Zhao was getting fucked left and right, you know? But that's mid lane for you. And now, you know, considering Kalista is the one fed, I feel like blue side have good champions to actually lock down a Kalista, right? They have the K'Sante, they have the Vi, they have the Sylas. You know, this game is very competitive. Very competitive. Yeah, Aatrox is late to the situation. Of course, K'Sante did have the TP, so he connects to the situation first. You see that Aatrox is trying to join the fight, and Mad Lions is leveraging this information to pressure forward. Light had to flash the combo, and they get you know, the Ashe is really helping them catch up to the situation. So luckily, this is not 2018 Aatrox. You know, if this was 2018 Aatrox, maybe we just kill them all. At some point, you know, Weibo could have sacrificed someone and run away. Weibo is not the strongest macro team when it comes to decisions like this. Haiti LNG who wins? I think LNG is better. Alright, so all of a sudden now, Sylas is 6-0. He should be very dominant on side. They can use Ashe to see which side the enemy plays for. Things are looking good. This position is also very nice. Vi on the flank, and They can easily deny people if it's necessary. Infernal Map is also super beneficial for the compositions that blue side are there, you know.
You can see on the flank angle is Elyoya. Can he actually get in there? Looks like Xiao is going to spot him out, but Elyoya had already...
I think here, if something we talked about on the SAC co-stream, if Niski holds the ult a little bit longer and waits for the enemy to invite himself in a little bit too deep, would have been a lot better in my mind. And then here, I think this is too soon, and then I think Chaser just over postures. I think Chaser could play this a lot better too. I like Chaser is just griefing his position here. It gets charmed into CC, then pulled. I think that they could have played the situation a lot better. I think that if Mad Lions have better usage of their spells, I think that they could have walked away with a Drake and a smile on their face.
And that's exactly what Mad Lions, four of them, if not really, was now we're back to live. Light could be in trouble. The problem is
Light here contesting a neutral wave against Vi. This is something that you can't do against Vi. He has no sum. I don't know why he's here. This is just straight up troll. Straight up troll.
we're back to live. Light could be in trouble.
Straight up trolleroni.
Going to be able to connect the chains. They have a frost, and he...
And they are going to try.
Would be,
That game fight, but still
but wanted to be the ones getting every single objective with this early advantage.
becomes very difficult for you.
Let's find the next crucial moment in the game.
Time is Weibo's looking... Does have the rend available.
Ah, yes.
Quite as good as it used to be.
So here,
Play to the Rune King, the fact that Light does
it
have
is.
the rend available.
It's like you have Ashy, right? I'm assuming they have Ashy to spot any type of Nashor's shenanigans. Niski is farming for free. I think that this is... It's like, if Niski reaches death cap here, it's so massive for the game. It's like, look how OP it is. Really, really OP, you know?
Not as good as it used to be.
They're gonna try to
Still
force the
does
TP
work.
for Niski.
I would
This is really, really bad. Like, face checking into this space. Like, they have Ashy, right? So I feel like they can play with information a little bit slower here. This is just not necessary. Elyoya doesn't Q, doesn't flash, doesn't do anything. This is a crucial mistake. Crucial mistake. Weibo are in the state of mind that they need to pressure Nash because they don't want Silas to farm the death cap for free on bot. So being aware of Nash is important here. But the fact that they died the way they did and is very bad, of course. Now Silas is supposed to TP. The arrow doesn't land. The combo here from Hilly. They try to kill the Shy, but they don't have the damage for it. Silas is very upfront, doesn't have the damage output after. Really well played here by Chasey to make it interesting because the W is quite fat.
We'll see what Niski can do with your voice. Hostile takeovers now they dive in.
This also got really, really wonky because the Rend never got landed, you know?
Hostile takeovers now.
Like a light pieces out from the pit. Why does Light just flashes out? Okay, he flashes the Alistair combo, I guess.
No smite to get into this pit. That's a try and win a fight. We'll see what Niski can do with your voice.
I'm not sure if Niski can take Renato ult.
There's no smite to get into this pit. That's a try and win a fight. We'll see what Niski can do with your voice.
Yeah, Renato ult does look kind of fat.
Hostile takeovers now they dive in. They pull out the Shy. Weiwei's down. Weiwei's down. There's no smite in the
It's crazy. The thing is, guys, Ahri ult is not bad here too. It's like Ahri ult is insanely powerful too here. I don't think it's that straightforward. Keep in mind, like Kalista has cleanse, you know. Like I think Ahri ult is really OP here, because it's not like, wow, what a mistake, he took Ahri ult, you know. And it's crazy lucky here that Weibo get this. Like this is crazy. It's really crazy how Xiao got this. But still, this Silas runs this game, bro. This Silas has death cap now. He's insanely fed. This is a nice little trap that Niski did to kill Xiao, you know. He spots him on the pink, and Xiao just feels safe, and then boom, the chains land, and then the Q. So look at that fucking Silas, bro. With these items, bro. That's mental shit right there. But now the disaster begins. My lord. Niski gets away from one gank, and his team collapses on mid, takes a tier 2. Niski has bought enough time. Fantastic. Yeah, they are gonna get tier 2, they commit to it, and then Niski goes on the neutral. They have full vision here at the outskirts of enemy blue jungle. They can just, you know, it's like Mad Lions did waste a lot of time by not pushing when they could have. They could have pushed mid, take tier 2 and go into bot side and push. But here Niski should not contest this neutral. When should Niski go Mercs? I think buying Mercs already is a good idea. Mercs is pretty good in such a game. The enemy has a lot of CC. And Niski dies here, and this is a very bad mistake because he gives 1000 gold to the Kalista, right? This is very, very big and unnecessary. Mad Lions did waste time on the first thing to go. Next crucial moment is when both objectives are spawning. Drake is spawning, Nash is spawning. Mad Lions now are pushing very heavily onto the Drake, right? And I don't understand why. I really don't understand why they would force like this on mid, you know? It's like they have the superior position into Drake, they have Ashe, E, they can find information if the enemy is trying to trade Nash for Infernal. You have everything. You have everything. It's like you have such a dominant position here. You can even argue that it's like Niski here, he's so close to reaching 16. I think there was like some weird things here. It's like here, imagine Niski just takes his mid wave, he gets 16. Such a big swing. He's going into bot to try to get 16. It's like level 16 is so important for Silas. The cooldown of ult really goes down really hard. This combo here as well, it's like Silas was just on bot wave. I really don't like this type of shit from Hilly. Like this is insanely troll. Like insanely troll. It's like Aatrox is face checking here because he saw Silas bot. This is really, really troll.
Because that's just been the last bit of time with Weibo chasing, looking for a flank angle, but Light is going to spot him immediately, gets him out of there. Millisang spotted on a ward. Now the volleys are...
And then here as well, it's like they don't need to turn. They don't need to turn. Like they just need to take the time and take it easy. Like they have the position on the Drake. They can spot the Nash in case it happens. Like this is really troll. Like I don't know why they feel the need to do this. This is an Aatrox. It's like look how zoned Silas and Ashe are. It's like how can they cross here when these three people are looking at them? And this is really bad. Really, really bad. And then here, I don't understand why Niski feels the need to take Magnetic Storm. Like there's no argument for anything here. Like this is just troll. They could have won the game here. Instead, the game becomes really, really dirty, and Silas is in a CC chain. He has no tenacity, and he just dies. Absolute 5-0. The enemy team gets Nash. They get Drake. Leora tries to steal. Actually, did they get Nash? I don't think they got Nash. They didn't get Nash. Weibo like to be in situations where they hit, of course, the Nash. There is no threat for them in 50-50s, and they don't take damage from it. But they are pushing for of course, the turn. But I think Mad Lions played the situation decently. They baited out the enemy. This as well. Mad Lions won the game here. The engage is very poor from Weibo. Imagine in this spot, all Mad Lions need to do is just do Nash. But for some reason, I even said it on the COSTREAM. Please, 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 don't go forward. But instead they are chasing. They're chasing ghosts. Really chasing ghosts. Like imagine they just do Nash now. Just do Nash. I look to turn with combo when it comes. Instead, they are chasing. So no Ari ult. And then Hilly here, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, man.
Chasing flash Q.
All right.
And then they keep going. Like, I don't know what's happening here, man. What's happening?
Priority target, but Chasey is trying to get this one done into. Get in here. Fate's call gets a knock up onto Kazi. The priority target.
It's like Niski has no Ari ult here.
Chasey.
No ult, no ult. He gets charmed, then he gets CC'd. No ult. So the fight is just bad. Oh, it's like Niski made crucial mistakes. Ilioya made the crucial mistake for the first Nash. Hilly did crucial mistakes. Chasey and Kazi, this game is not in their hands, you know? Hilly the whole year. I think Hilly was really insane in spring. I think that they don't win spring if it wasn't for Hilly. I think that also in winter he was really good when it came to the best of 5 series. But summer and worlds has been very bad for Hilly. Alright, game number 2. MSI, everyone was shit, let's be honest. Alright, Mad Lions blue side, ban Poppy, Maokai, Orianna. They set up the Kalista, they trade Renata, Rel, and they get the Vi, Ari instead. It's like, you know, decent, you know, they're targeting the champion pool, but I don't know about, like, I think the Silas is a little bit fake after that game, you know. I think Nico is a very good ban here. I think Nico is very good into Ari Vi. It's like, the matchup Nico into Ari is very rough. It was a shame that people blame him for throwing his lead. Well, yeah, it's like, that game was for him to carry, right? It was definitely his game to carry. We continue. So Nico gets picked. You know, I think you could argue that you open Silas. So I understand Talia to some degree, but playing Talia against Vi Ari is really fucking hard. It's just that Kalista makes the argument a little bit sweeter, but I think that considering opening Talia is perfectly fair too. I think Nico is just like ideal pick here, you know. I think Asante, and it's like when I saw Hilly on Soraka, it's like, bro, I'm not a fan, you know. Not a fan. Like, Soraka is fine into Renata, and Hilly laned really, really well, but in terms of the impact, it's like if you could put a number on how much a person can do in a game, like with the optimal pick and the optimal champ, let's say performing at 100 means that, yeah, like you played everything perfect, you have a really insane champ and a really good opportunity in the game. It's like you can play perfect and do nothing. You get me? There's some games where you play perfect and it's like you playing perfect is like you going even in lane, not dying to ganks. It's like you're not really doing something crazy, right? But I feel like Hilly is trying to pursue a fucking 100 performance regardless of what he plays, and Soraka is a decent pick here against the Nico. You have it with the Vi, you're laying against Renata together with Kalista is decent, but it's just not the champion that I put Hilly on, you know. That's where I'm at, you know. The last time I saw Hilly play Soraka was at Worlds last year, and blood was flanking, bro. Aatrox gets locked in again, and then Nico. Aatrox, really good matchup. Let's continue. Let's look at the game, guys. Let's end the misery.
Us as
We keep
on this big.
Like,
already used our ward as well. So for Mad
Good laning, as I mentioned. Hilly laned well on the Soraka. It did really, really good.
V2. This is gonna stack
I think here, like, Niski was getting kind of fucked in the 1v1. Like, he TP'd back, and here Jahu burns the flash 1v1. It's like Jahu really came alive this game. It's like, here I think that Jahu had a really strong game.
Kazi in trouble, and Weiwei was lurking in the brush, and now the Vault Breaker will be turned around. Never mind, he's back in onto Weiwei, taking a fair bit of damage. Kazi needs to be careful with the silence onto 3 is massive.
It's very close here that Hilly's silence could have been more dangerous. I think that if Hilly places it a bit better, right? If he has the hitbox forward, I think maybe they can do more here, but it's very close.
3 is massive.
some to set up onto Karzy.
Then Kazi looks for the flash.
Going for the pierce, but he doesn't quite land
Gonna
it.
die.
And there's
They get the
run in
root.
as well. Red White comes in, the ball breaks.
Shit gets very, very dirty. They are trading 2 for 2 here, but these are 2 kills on Vi. It's like you're playing Kalista, enemy Aphelios has a frozen wave, and he has flash still, and this is really, really rough.
Up the double. Light is gonna collect one as well, though, and it is just a
I think it's like this comp has 0 damage. Like that's the #1 like cope take. I don't know how like how that's a take, you know. You looked at this game Halogen 6 and your take is, wow, they didn't have enough damage. Like, let's look at the facts here, man. Let's look at the facts. Like, there's a lot more to it than that, you know. You don't have to look at it so surface level, right? Yeah, it's like, this is like the whole situation played out really good for Weibo. They have the gold on the right places. Like, look at that giant belt purchase from Renata, you know. Yeah, blue side doesn't have the luxury of falling behind. They are not allowed to. Renata has a giant's belt, makes her a beast. And then the wave was good too. There's a good counter kill. I don't know how it happened, but Crisp getting killed here is really, really good for the game, of course. And Mad Lions. Mad Lions' idea here to pull the Drake when the mid gap is so big is crazy. You know, it's like the mid gap is insanely big. Zhao has ult on. Ari's getting pushed in. Like it's a disaster, you know. Oh, Kalista requires precision, right? If we look at some of the other games at Worlds, look at JDG's Kalista game, right? Against Bilibili. Look at the draft they had. Kalista, Renata, they had Javan jungle, really strong early game jungler. Vi is not a strong early game jungler. And then they had Renekton Vex. Like they went all in on like, we're gonna finish this game at 2 items. It's like, it's just that Kalista really separates. It's like you can't make mistakes when you're playing Kalista, you know. It's just how it is, you know. It's the same as when you pick a Kali or Syndra. It's like these champions are gonna solo lose you the game if you don't play it precise.
Being thrown around like a ragdoll a little bit, and it is Chasey that is a bit worse for wear under this turret. Shy having a really good day today, and that is going to be the Drake secured by Weibo Gaming.
Shy making such a big difference.
It was clean because Bilibili had useless blitz. I think that Blitzcrank was the only like hope they had. He landed the hook on Ruler, chunked him, and they had some gameplay there. Comparing JDG to Mad. How was I doing that? Whatever, I'm not gonna waste my energy on you. We continue. This Drake was not good, the mid gap was too big, they just leashed it for the enemy. I'm like giving an explanation of like Kalista being hard to play but really OP if you play it well. And then his conclusion is I'm comparing Mad to JDG. Here, like Vi is recalling. I don't know. I don't know whose decision this is, but Vi, if he stays here and just covers them, then Weibo are just suiciding. But that's, you know, it is what it is. I don't know if it's Vi is trolling, Boss is trolling, who cares? It's like, it's game losing. Legit game losing. It's like Kazi tries to get away, but it's like Hilly is in deep and he dies, and it's like Hilly manages to survive, but I don't know, Hilly has a death wish. He just stays on the turret to get some minions. I don't know what Hilly's doing here, bro. Like, is he staying there to get XP? I don't know what Blood is cooking.
You already stuck around the last game. What are you doing, Hilly? That's 2 games in a row.
It's flashback to last game. It's the Alistar play again, sticking around, trying to greed for some goals.
Gets caught out at lines from start to finish. You want to guarantee the wave crash, but honestly, that's too big of a wave to try and hold anyway. So they could have just backed away, fought, and then come back to lane in a good spot. Gang time from Weiwei. Now Chasey.
Looking for an opportunity. He's pulled
very unfortunate.
Now Yoya is going to smite the Shy. The Shy trying to take this, but it's just...
Weibo were able to get in.
The Shy survived the main initial gank and then he got reganked.
But it's just going to be a punch to the head, and that will secure it here. Good gank there from Elioy. That back game is
Okay, Elioy conditions are good, right? He has fucking fed on Vi.
nothing.
And
Nicely done. World Ender is going to give the Shy the movement speed though, but
oh yeah.
the dash is going to be there. The Q is going to miss. Kazi's under the turret. The Shy just touches everything, and Chasey's going to fall.
JC will dance no more. Just got his ankle. Wanted to push for it, but the Shy with the side steps.
That had the most nice work kid energy to it.
It's just that, you know, it's like it went from TP and Mythic advantage top to the Shy gets to push out top base for Mythic and then he can TP to the Drake fight.
Get them out of the river, and he is going to be able to achieve his goal. Now Weibo Gaming, the added advantage that they have, this plate is going to go over to the Shy as well.
Thing is, I don't want to talk about off-season, guys, because I know too much. I know way too much. But like, I think I can say it like this, you know, it's like if I'm Mad Lions, you know, if I'm not keeping Elioya, I'm trying to get Bow or I'm trying to get Bow or I'm trying to get fucking Whip or Jungle. And I think you start from there. And you look at some of the other free agents, it's like I think you should consider Nemesis. And as the question is if you want to consider some perks action. Wunder top lane is also fucking interesting, but these are all players that are these are players that are being chased by every team, you know. These are players that are being chased. Nemesis ship has sailed? I think no. You can build, like in this off season, you can build championship winning teams. You can build championship winning teams right now in this off season.
Second Drake is on the menu.
I assure you.
He's just going to be able to step forward, try and get some vision control over this. I don't really think Matt are in a position to contest this at the moment, though, especially with the position that Crisp is in. An ultimate over the top of that wall caused major issues for Matt.
Oh man! Now we have to collect ourselves, see whether.
Guys in chat, just you don't have to have an opinion on everything, you know. It's like you don't need to have an opinion on everything. Like it's so obvious sometimes when people don't know shit. And then you just conjure an opinion. It's not necessary, you know. It's really not necessary. If I don't know something, I say I don't know. Okay. But why you have to have an opinion on everything? It's okay.
This Drake is going to be contested or not. Shahu in the mid lane is going to push this wave out, and Niski is going to catch it. So back to just neutral. You can see Elioya with all of those kills is the only one ahead. It's a very similar MasterCard lane economy snap.
It's not going to be a cloud.
Yeah, with the condition of both that double kill and now the death on top, like the game is just very hard. Very, very difficult.
In this pit, going to move back though. It's going to be fine here for the Shy. Now in this pit.
It's like here, once again, it's like Niski gets chunked to 1 HP top. Yeah, he gets chunked to 1 HP. Wow, the Shy just secured him there if Herald. And Mad Lions here, Ari is just contesting a wave she shouldn't contest, she should have hovered for her team, and then this could have been a play. But instead, it's like Weibo just say, thank you for the leash, and that's it.
Weibo Gaming are going to retain control of this area. Kazi going to break the chains. Still, Weibo Gaming collect this. Can they from Shao? Is the question? It looks like the answer is yes, as now they're looking for even more.
Zhao gets a fat engage and the game is over, guys. The game is just over.
No matter what, stun comes down, and now Light is just gonna clean it up. Niski onto the turret, he might survive, but the rest of his teammates may not be so lucky.
Alright, we have 2 games tomorrow. Tomorrow, big. Is it KT LNG and Energy G2 tomorrow? Is that really the matchups? Oh, okay, it's not. Man, these are the most interesting games. Bro, I'm gonna be waking up for this shit, man. Aware, bro, aware. But KT LNG is hype. Alright, that one's gonna beat GAM, and I think LNG is gonna beat KT. I think the Scout is performing way better than BDD, and I think Tarzan is a better jungler, even though Kaz has been okay. I think also, you know, what's it called? I think bot lane could get interesting. I think that Lehens and Aiming have played super, super good. But it's like Hung really, he just is so forgotten on this team, you know, because of how good the players are around him. I want to see more from BDD. I want to see more from Big Dick Daddy. I think BDD has had a fantastic year, but there's a lot of mid laners that have had a crazy year that are not performing right now. Like BDD, Xiaohu, and of course Yagao. These three mid laners, I have higher expectations of them based on all of the games I've watched this whole year. So LNG win, and then of course Steph Curry Sim, you know exactly they should be put in the same bracket. Let's be honest. Showmaker not been too great in this world either so far. No, Showmaker has played decent, I think. And Showmaker didn't have a great year. It's a very different conversation. Showmaker did really well in the regionals, but they didn't have a great year. While Yagao, Xiaohu, and BDD performed insane in summer, all three of them. Like Xiaohu and Weiwei legit dragged this team to Worlds. Weibo. Really did. And BDD was solo killing Faker left and right. BDD almost made KT beat T1